Hi. Today I wanted to talk about gender expression, but specifically I wanted to talk about trans men wearing nail polish, and by trans men I mean me. And I also want to touch on things like trans men wearing makeup, or wearing skirts, or wearing dresses, stuff like that, wearing crop tops, wearing something that's not seen as stereotypically super masculine. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this firstly was just because I have started wearing nail polish recently, and it's been a bit of a challenge. I'm glad that I'm doing it, I'm happy that I'm wearing it, and it makes me feel good. I like to be able to express myself artistically. The reason why I want to talk about this today is because before I transitioned, before I came out as trans, I used to have a lot more freedom in how I expressed my gender, at least I feel that way. I used to really like to dye my hair, and I used to also sometimes like to paint my nails. It would make me dysphoric and uncomfortable because I would look at my hands and I'd be like, who is that? She doesn't go here. But I still did like doing it. It's as if I liked painting my nails, but I didn't like to be seen. And I feel like after I came out as trans, I had to stop a lot of that. I had to limit the ways in which I expressed myself and my gender because I wanted to be taken seriously, and people were already scrutinizing my gender and every little thing about it. My gender expression, my certainty. It's like, when you come out as trans, I know a lot of you know, you're often met with like, are you sure? Maybe you're confused. I don't think, that sounds really drastic. Are you sure you want to do that? So it's just, you're left constantly defending the validity of your identity. And if you show any sort of wavering, any sort of uncertainty, people are going to catch that and they're going to be like, see, you're not actually trans, you shouldn't do this. But the thing is, painting your nails and putting on makeup, that is not wavering in your gender identity. That's presentation. That's an act. As RuPaul would say, you're born naked and the rest is drag. Wearing nail polish and wearing makeup, that is not me or anyone else wavering in their certainty or wavering in their identity. And that's not to say that every trans person needs to identify strictly within the binary. I am only talking about my own experiences, so I identify as a binary trans man, but I know not everyone does. But it's just sort of like, I don't know, I stopped and I thought about it, and I think it's kind of a ridiculous concept that nail polish or wearing makeup or a piece of fabric, wearing a crop top, any of that, some cis people will see that and think that those inanimate objects, those items, are so powerful that they decide our gender for us. That we as people and our feelings and what goes on in our mind is not as powerful as these objects. I think that that's mind-blowing. That is a concept that I cannot get behind, and because of that I was like, you know what? Me wearing nail polish is not going to change how male I am, and if people are going to see it that way and interpret it that way, so be it. I would rather be able to express myself freely and just be able to be visible in my version of masculinity, kind of show that there doesn't have to be this one version of binary trans men. Not that you have to be a binary trans man again, but it's just, you can be a binary trans man and paint your nails. Those two things, they could coexist. We already know at this point that gender is not gender expression. Those two things exist separately. So a cis man could put on nail polish and wear makeup and have a whole YouTube channel about makeup, but still his maleness is never questioned. Sure, people will question his masculinity and they'll think like, well, maybe he's a little feminine, but it's still like, he's a little feminine. That person, that cis man, gets to keep his pronouns, gets to keep his gender identity. None of it is questioned. Whereas when a trans guy does it, especially a trans guy who is not on hormones, hasn't had any surgery, if a pre-op trans man paints his nails, then suddenly it's like, oh, well, he says he's a boy, but he still acts like a girl. Acts like who? How? What? I realize that right now I'm speaking from a position of privilege because now that I'm on hormones and I'm post-op, I do have a little more freedom in my gender expression because people aren't looking at me and trying to figure out what pronouns to use. They're looking at me and automatically assuming that I'm male, which is the right assumption for me. And so it's not like, before I was on testosterone, people would look at me and wouldn't really know what pronouns to use, but if they saw something like nail polish, that would be it. That would be the giveaway. They'll start to use female pronouns. It was just such a fine line that I was treading on in trying to pass because it was just so hard for me to have other people see me and read me for the way that I felt. So I had to overplay my gender as overly masculine in order to be sure that I passed at least a majority of the time. So that's unfortunate, and I understand why someone might choose not to paint their nails even if they want to, and that's because I understand the importance of passing in terms of safety and our mental health. And I'm not saying you have to pass, not at all. I'm not saying passing is important because it's important as a trans person, you need to pass, otherwise you're not trans. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, let's say to me, passing was important because it made me feel safe. It didn't out me as a trans person, so I was just kind of passing under people's radar, passing, get it? And it made me feel valid because people were using the pronouns that best represented the way that I felt, which were male pronouns. So I understand why you might not want to paint your nails. I'm not telling you to go out and fuck gender. I'm not saying you don't have to do that. But I'm saying if you want to, feel free. You don't need my permission at all. It's just nail polish and makeup and clothes are not powerful enough to change who you are fundamentally. They don't get to decide that. You get to decide that. You have agency over your body, over your identity. You get to choose. And you get to choose what the nail polish will be, or what the makeup will be, or what the clothes will be. You get to decide what those are. I see this, my nail polish, I see this as a masculine expression of my gender. Why? Because that's how I always feel that I'm expressing my gender. I feel male, so I feel that everything I do is a reflection of me, and I'm male. I know I've said in the past that I understand a part of gender is innate, and I do believe that a part of gender lives inside us, and it's not something that we've learned from society, it's just who we know we are. But the rest of it is all society. It's all socially constructed. Nail polish being only for women or being seen as feminine? Why? It's paint. It goes on your nails. I don't understand what part of that, how? And makeup, it's like, men could wear makeup. It doesn't change how you identify. Or like crop tops, it's like, I don't, those are all things that make me dysphoric because they cause me social dysphoria. However, they do not inherently make me dysphoric on their own, because they are just objects. The dysphoria comes in when society comes in and other people's opinions come in, and the fact that those things, that nail paint and makeup and clothes, that those things reflect how someone else is interpreting me, and the way that they're seeing me is not the way that I actually feel that I am, that's when my dysphoria kicks in. This is the way that I feel even about my reproductive organs. I have a uterus, but it is a man's uterus because it is mine. I have a male reproductive organ, it's my uterus. And the words male and female, they're just words. I'm not saying that I don't have a uterus, I'm not denying that fact, it's there. I know it's there, but I get to decide how my uterus identifies, not you. Why? Because it lives inside me. So yeah, let's just take our power back as trans people and remind ourselves that no one else's opinions, no one else's words are more powerful than our own. And our opinions are not less than the opinions of cis people. Not all cis people, but some cis people think that they are all-powerful by being like, genetically speaking, you know, it's just anatomy. You identify as male, but you are female-bodied. Wow, I didn't know you were a doctor or God. No, I identify as male and I have a male body. Why? 'Cause it's mine. You don't get to decide that, and your opinion is not more powerful than mine. Wow, I'm so sorry to break it to you, but you don't get to decide that. Nobody does, except me for my body, and then you for your body, and then the next person for their body. So express yourself however you want. The things that you wear and the way that you feel about the things that you wear, those things do not get to decide how you feel and who you are. You decide who you are. The rest, it's a performance. It's whatever you feel, however you want to express yourself. Alright, good talk. That was it. I just wanted to give myself and other people a little pep talk because I just painted my nails specifically for this video because I peeled it off because it's actually really fun to peel off nail polish, and it doesn't last very long on me. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. You don't have to be non-binary in order to be fluid with your gender expression. I don't believe that. I am a binary man, just like any other binary man, cis or trans. And yet I could express my gender however I see fit. Doesn't change the fact that I feel like a binary man, so I am one. So that's it. This video is a little all over the place. I'm really sick. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions. If there's anything else you'd like me to cover, go ahead and leave a comment about it. And that's it. I hope you take care, and I hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.